Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields and ancient forests, there lived a poor farmer named Ethan. He owned only a tiny piece of land, an old wooden house, and a worn-out shovel. Every morning before sunrise, he worked tirelessly until nightfall, yet he barely earned enough to feed himself. Despite his hardships, Ethan had a kind heart. Whenever a hungry traveler knocked on his door, he shared his last piece of bread without hesitation. The villagers often laughed at him, saying, "Kindness will never make you rich." Ethan simply smiled and continued helping others. One cold autumn evening, as the sun disappeared behind the hills, Ethan noticed an old man sitting beside the road. The stranger looked weak, tired, and hungry. Without asking for anything in return, Ethan invited him into his humble home, cooked his final bowl of soup, and offered his only blanket for the night. The old man looked into Ethan's eyes and smiled. "You have given everything you have to a stranger," he said softly. Ethan replied, "A hungry person deserves food, no matter who they are." At that moment, a bright golden light filled the room. The old man's worn clothes transformed into a magnificent robe covered with glowing symbols. His wooden walking stick became a crystal staff that sparkled like the stars. "I am not an ordinary traveler," the old man revealed. "I am Alaric, a wizard who has wandered this world for centuries, searching for someone with a truly pure heart." Ethan stood frozen in amazement. The wizard raised his crystal staff toward the ceiling. "For your kindness and selflessness, I grant you 3 magical gifts." A beam of golden energy surrounded Ethan. "First," the wizard said, "every seed you plant shall grow into a healthy harvest overnight." Another wave of light surrounded him. "Second, you will understand the language of every animal." A third burst of light illuminated the room. "And finally, whenever you use your powers to help others instead of yourself, your magic will become even stronger." The wizard smiled one last time before disappearing into thousands of glowing golden particles. The next morning, Ethan planted a handful of wheat seeds. By sunrise the following day, an enormous golden field stretched across his land. Birds, rabbits, and deer gathered around him, speaking in gentle voices. They warned him about storms, hidden water sources, and dangerous animals, helping him protect every crop. Soon, Ethan became the most successful farmer in the region, but instead of keeping his wealth, he shared food with every hungry family in the village. He repaired broken homes, built schools for children, and helped elderly neighbors harvest their fields. As he continued helping others, his magical powers grew stronger every day. 1 year later, a terrible drought struck nearby villages. Rivers dried up, crops withered, and people began losing hope. Listening to the birds, Ethan discovered an ancient underground spring hidden beneath a rocky hill. Using his magic, he caused fresh water to rise from deep beneath the earth. The spring became a flowing river, bringing life back to the dry fields. Thousands of people were saved. Years passed, and Ethan became known across the kingdom as the farmer blessed by the wizard. Yet he never forgot the lesson that changed his life. He often told children, "Magic does not begin with power, it begins with kindness." One peaceful evening, as Ethan walked through his golden fields, a familiar golden light appeared in the sky. The wizard returned. "I have watched you carefully," Alaric said proudly. "You never use your gifts for greed. You use them to bring hope." The wizard placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder. "Today, I give you one final gift." A brilliant light surrounded the entire village. From that day forward, every child born in the village carried a small spark of kindness in their heart, ensuring that generosity would live on for generations. And so the legend of the poor farmer and the wizard's magical gift was told for hundreds of years, not because of the magic itself, but because one act of kindness changed the destiny of an entire kingdom.